fence. I don't know if you guys noticed the chain link fence.
Not really.
You guys want to kind of walk?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go here.
Did you see goats?
Goats.
Yeah, did the goats come?
Oh.
I didn't see any goats back here.
Oh. Let's cancel the contract. No goats, no deal.
I'll show you my
This is the
goat.
patio. You know, when you walk in here, somebody can actually stub their toe on that.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to make sure you wear that.
Uh-huh.
Now, there are alternative methods here. There's actually what's called ground jacking, to where they can lift it back up, you know, and fill that seam.
Is that where they drill holes, kind
Yeah.
of?
Mm-hmm.
Versus, you know, taking out all the concrete.
Yeah.
It's kind of a secondary method to correct a problem that doesn't need to have, you know, a complete redo. Okay? Fence posts. I don't know if you guys noticed, but some of these are pants. They're not even hooked to the top rail.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh,
at
they're
all.
not hooked in, yeah.
This fence belongs to the south side of the property. These fence posts have been cut off. Well, actually, that one has. Hang on. Which one has it? Sorry, it's these ones right here.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And that one's been run into.
Yeah, this one got folded over.
So, and I think there's two of them here that's been cut and damaged.
Huh.
And then that one's been run into. So, a few little things on the fence. I mean, it's not like it needs to be refenced, but some of these posts will probably have to be replaced.
Yeah.
Or some will need to be added along the side of the next ones, you know, the ones that have been damaged.
I'm thinking this seller installed the fence because the posts are on the other side and the fence is on this side.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yep.
I noticed when they took pictures of the house, they took them from this back corner and that the grass wasn't as good right here.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, I was just
AC
looking at
unit
that hat.
and furnace are the original. So we're looking at 2001 on both AC and furnace. Now I document everything. I use infrared cameras to let you know that it was heating right and it was cooling right. There is insulation missing and damaged on the AC lines,
Okay.
but we're talking $5–10 part. You know, this is more. So when I categorize my stuff, you know, when I inspect it, it's repair and replace, it's safety. So this would kind of fit under kind of maintenance. You know, this is not a major repair.
Okay.
This is something you buy Home Depot and stick on. You know, these are $5–10 parts.
Okay.
You know, versus some of the other things.
Versus like you
Okay.
need a new air conditioner.
So you were able to test the HVAC, the heating, and the air conditioning? Because a lot of inspectors will say it's not warm enough or it's not cold enough. Or...
Like 50 something when I showed up. So
Okay.
yeah. And it's been warm all weekend long.
Yeah.
If it was in the 20s and 30s, no, I would not have tested this thing.
Okay.
It wouldn't have went on.
Great.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I don't turn anything on that would damage it.
Okay. Great.
But it was warm enough that anyway, it's been warm all weekend, so
Yeah.
we could turn it on when it's warm enough.
Good.
You know, it stays warm.
Good.
So okay.
Alrighty. Lilacs. They're blooming.
Let's head. And I am going to talk about cleaning out the window wells with all the dirt, debris, and vegetation. We have missing and damaged window screens. Okay. Why don't we go through and go to the front porch?
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. I've got a bad habit. Every time I go through, I lock a door and turn off the light.
Yeah, true.
It's kind of a bad habit.
It's a good
So
habit.
right above your head right there, we're missing a kick-out flashing, and we're missing a kick-out flashing over here. Can you see this water staining on your stucco?
Yes.
So what it is at the edge of the roofs, like this one here, there should be a kick-out flashing they mounted to the exterior wall. So when the water comes down, it hits it and diverts it back into the rain gutter instead of running down your stucco wall, or you're sealing the gap where the rain gutter butts into the wall. So two areas that we need to add flashing to prevent future damage and discoloration of the stucco.
Okay.
Okay? And I actually did a video of this just so you know it's on your report.
Oh,
on one
okay.
half, so I explain things in your video.
I
Okay.
mean, it's an inconvenience, but that's,
Well,
you've got the wear and now you've got some damage.
well, and here's the deal. I
But it's
mean,
not-
flashing,
It's not,
stucco, I mean, construction evolves. And, you know, back in 2001, this is how they did stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now we realized, you know, the things that it can cause, things we should add. And so now it just hasn't been addressed. Now it needs to be addressed just so your parents or not dealt with something that should be addressed now if you're going to sell them.
Yes.
Because some people are going at this point, oh my gosh, the house is faulty, they did that, and it's just like, no, that's typical construction.
The roof's leaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at 2001, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not, yeah.
Awesome. So let's kind of cruise through. Now I kind of want to go through some of this is one of them that I want. So these are the rubber boot covers, and these over time wear out. The sunlight breaks them down, they crack, they separate, they lift apart. And
So
all
where
your
is
boot
this?
covers, that's
Up
where
on
your
the
plumbing
roof?
vents go up through the roof.
Okay.
Okay? And when I did a scan, this is a video. I'm inside the family room kitchen area. I've got an infrared camera, and I'm noticing that there is a little circle, a dark circle up there, which is an indicator that we could have leaking around some of those rubber boot covers that are damaged. I'm going to double check this with my held hand moisture meter here. I'm going to check and see where that's at. Okay. Turn this
Because
on.
we just had rain all day today.
Yeah.
And as you can hear, we've got active moisture. That ceiling's wet as well as the insulation. So I definitely want to get the insulation dried out as well as the sheetrock and the rubber boot covers replaced. Now that area, you know, when sheetrock does get wet, and it's substantial, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. You start pushing on it and your finger goes through it. That's not the case.
Okay.
But with that being said, we definitely want to correct the problem, which is the rubber boot covers. So that's the first thing we got to do.
Okay.
And then we got to climb up in there, kind of clean back where the pipes come up through, make sure the insulation is dry, and the sheetrock is dry too. Now the sheetrock doesn't have to be replaced, because when you start poking fingers, that's when you're going, okay, the sheetrock needs to be cut out, that needs to be patched, sealed, and repainted. That's not the case.
Okay.
And it was pretty rainy all day, and we had water spot this big, which is not that
I was gonna say not small.
if it was this big, you know, 4 or 5 feet, you know, and it was leaking down, then I'd be going, okay, we got a big problem,
Yeah.
which we see sometimes. But still, we still need to fix it and address the problem. 'Cause
I'm
we
glad
do-
it was raining today, and I'm glad that you have that gun,
Yeah.
the moisture gun, because not all home inspectors
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. So that's something we definitely
Okay.
probably want to address as well.
Okay.
Um,
Wow, you've got all kinds of like gadgets. that-
yeah. Well, I've got my one in my pouch that I carry is just a portable. It's 1,000, and then the one in my van's 15,000. So it doesn't come out until I see a bigger
Wow.
problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, and as far as like down in the basement, let's walk down. Well, you know what? While we're here, let's just, instead of skipping around so much, why don't we stay right to the kitchen?
Where was it that you were looking at the ceiling in here?
It's actually right directly above there.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
All right.
And it's a spot about that big, so it's
Okay.
probably a 6-inch round spot.
Okay.
Okay. This window is the only failed window in the house. You gotta look really hard, but there is condensation in there. So what that means is the double seal is broke.
I know, I
And
thought I
it's-
saw some in the arch, but maybe not when we were first
Yeah, the
coming
arch
from back
is
there.
broken too.
Yeah, well, got that. But I'm just saying this one is actually fogged.
Okay.
Okay. Kitchen faucet. This is plugged. The stopper's actually damaged. And then the other thing is, and I'll show you a video of that as well. Okay. But we've got and then some of these cabinet drawers, they're probably gonna have to be re-glued, and you know, some of them are a little wobbly on some of these, and it's on this one here. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm picky. I'm
Oh,
gonna make
yeah.
a note of all that stuff, you know. Okay.
Okay.
The fireplace, the igniter does not ignite.
Oh,
It will spark to light the fireplace.
Oh, wow.
so it's not that the gas isn't turned
I turn
on.
the gas on.
Yeah.
The spark is not sparking on the igniter.
Okay.
Well, like every third time it will spark, but I mean, I pumped on that thing for a while and I could not get it to light.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So more than likely, this is something minor. This is just the igniter that needs to be replaced or tightened up, or the wire, something. We need a fireplace guy to take a look at
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Okay.
What, is this just kind of like in the glass, like this?
That's actually, over time, when the gas burns off like that, they film up.
Oh,
You can take the glass out, and they make a special cleaner that you can clean the inside of them after time, so they can actually clean
did
them.
you do that on ours? You did, huh?
Yeah.
But you never
Okay.
want to use ammonia on there because it'll be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get here. Oh, the microwave door, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it's failsafe. Sorry, I knew there was one more thing I hadn't talked about. See that rust staining inside your door?
Yes.
You can't wipe it either way.
Oh,
It's not, so that's broke. The seal's broke on your microwave
Oh.
door.
Okay.
then you could get microwaves in you.
So that one matters,
I
actually.
definitely want this replaced.
Yeah.
Just when you start seeing this kind of stuff and it's not a film on the inside or outside,
Yeah.
you know that this is causing, leakage inside of your house.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay.
I knew there was some other thing. Baseboard trim's missing inside your closet. And I did notice that there is a little bit of buckling here. I don't know if they had a previous leak from a refrigerator. And then we do have gaps, and I'll talk about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was looking at that little gap.
Yeah.
That's
And you could actually get some half round trim. That's an easy fix. That's something where, you could close that up. But like I'm saying, I did talk about all this.
It's trim on the floor at the
Yeah,
back of the
with
closet.
the
Okay,
back.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Kind of hidden.
And they probably took it off when that leak occurred, and then
Yeah.
they never put it back on.
Yeah. Okay.
Is what I'm assuming. Okay. In the bathrooms, the rest of these, the bedrooms and stuff, we've got staining to the carpet, there's lifting to the carpet. Toilet lid is cracked and damaged.
No, I didn't have that.
The toilet in the master bathroom needs to be reset because it's wiggling.
Okay.
And so when they wiggle like that, I rule on the safe side because
Seal's
then it
broken.
compromises the wax ring
Yeah.
seal.
Yeah.
If you have any luck like me, as soon as you go somewhere, it starts leaking
It's good.
and it buckles your floor. It causes problems that could be easily addressed prior to
Yes.
a wax ring and resetting of the toilet. That's inexpensive as all.
That's what happened in my brother's
Okay.
house. Yeah.
Okay. The
Okay.
master, like I'm saying, that toilet needs to be reset, and then we also need to grout the seams. So we've got some normal maintenance in here. Drain stopper is not secured. This is the toilet that's wobbly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So does that just involve just a new wax ring?
Yeah, it
And
needs
then
to.
that's it,
Well,
pretty much?
the problem is it needs to be tightened up.
Okay.
But with porcelain, which is what your toilet's made out of, you gotta have somebody that knows what they're doing, because if you
Okay.
overcrack, you crack your toilet or the tile floor. So there's kind of a happy medium, and sometimes what they'll do is they'll tighten it and then they shim it, just so it doesn't rock. They'll stick shims on it to where it just kind of helps, so they don't have to
Does that
crank
pull
it
it
down
out?
like at the very edge of breaking. So a good plumber will reset this toilet and there'll be nothing going on.
Okay.
Regrouting seams, where it's cracked between the shower floor and the shower walls.
Okay.
We just don't want leakage going in there. Now, bear in mind, there is a membrane in the tile showers that go up 6 inches on the floor. But again, anytime I see cracking, I'm gonna make sure you guys are aware of it. Just so,
Okay.
we don't test
And that's
the
just
limits of your membrane.
Right around
Yep.
the
seam,
bottom
yep.
edge. Okay.
The weather stripping's damaged along the bottom of the shower door. And then of course we do have some staining. We have some glue on the carpet at the bottom of the basement stairs. Did you guys notice that? Yeah, we'll go down there. This carpet needs to be restretched. There's some areas that's lifting up in the master. And then of course there's a couple other little things I want to talk to you guys about. I'll let you see the video, just so you guys can see kind of what I'm talking about. Just a video. I've just got the kitchen faucet running in this guest bathroom, and that is as high as water pressure as you have. That's a tough faucet. I don't even think there's enough water. If you've got one thing running here, let's see if we can get water out of this shower in here. That's a drizzle. That's as much water as you got coming out of there.
This bathroom?
Now down here in the
Was it this one?
both of them. This little cone thing right here. I couldn't turn them on both at the same time. What happens is you get corrosion in there, and then it doesn't allow this is how you turn pressure
Pressure
up
regulator.
and turn pressure down. As you can see, this nut has actually been screwed in pretty much all the way here. So this, more than likely,
Has gone bad.
This pressure reducer valve will have to be replaced to create more water pressure inside of the home. Because your main coming in is copper,
Yeah.
and you got PEX. There's no electrolysis. It's that pressure reducer valve that's eliminating, the pressure being up in your house. Because you got to run right around 60 to 70 pounds of pressure. You'd be lucky if you're 30.
Wow.
30 or 40. If you're running multiple faucets, I mean, it takes it down like that. As a matter of fact, I know the washer and dryer doesn't come present with with the cell, but I mean, I turn it on to make sure the drains out.
Yeah.
The dryer vent goes out, and that was the first thing I turned on, is that in the dishwasher. I came into these bathrooms, I had to shut off the washer from filling because there was hardly no water coming out. So I shut it off, and then
Wow.
it built the pressure up a little bit. So I mean, we're
So
talking
you couldn't start the
So a
dishwasher
pressure
and
reducer
be like, I'm
valve.
gonna go shower.
a pressure reducer valve. The cost of a pressure reducer valve is about $200, $150 to $200, and then to have it installed. So we're not talking big dollars here, but it's definitely a functionality of the house that we
How
need
do they
to
take
fix because-
showers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, if one person's running something, you can't. I mean, it's
Flush the toilet while they're in there.
so. And the reason why I have videos now is because it just eliminates a lot of confusion. Well, we have great water pressure now. Well, I don't know what was going on when I did the inspection, but you can see it on that video.
Yeah.
Eliminates a lot of confusion between the seller, the buyer's agent, and everybody involved.
Yeah.
So that's how come we do what we do.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I know.
Things that we
It's a
didn't
quality
see.
of life thing, right?
Yes.
I use the bathroom every day.
Well, yeah, you're gonna do dishes and you're gonna do
Oh.
laundry at the same time.
I
And
start my
that's some of the
dishwasher
stuff.
all the time and then go shower or.
But I do get a little
the
concerned
washer.
when it's older homes, galvanized
Right.
pipe, because then we don't know if it's the main water coming in that's plugged, and we
So
can't
what
beat
did
that.
you say that you had on?
I had the washer and dryer. I mean, I had the kitchen on, and sometimes, like I'm saying, if you turn on one faucet, you got great pressure, but you turn on multiple, and then it goes, then it dies down.
That's about right. 'Cause
Like I'm saying, like right now,
I
I did that, but then when you start running other things, it takes it down to where I think that stopper valve, and I actually tapped on the stopper valve to see if it would if there was something in it, if it would open up, and that's what I had.
Wow. That is a good thing to know.
Well, and the biggest thing is okay, it's working great now, and it might work great with both bathrooms. It's gonna go again, trust me. And then when your parents move in here, turn it on, all of a sudden they don't have any water pressure. They're gonna be screaming. I don't blame them. I would be too.
I would be too if I was in the shower.
So I can guarantee you that pressure reducer valve needs to be replaced. And sometimes it might work, and sometimes it doesn't. You saw in the video that I had just the kitchen faucet running in this guest bathroom, and I didn't even have this on the master, and it was down to a drizzle. So anyway,
Wow.
okay. Head down to the basement. This is, I guess. I don't know if
Oh.
this is
Yeah, we had that problem when we.
You know what? Yeah.
short enough.
Yeah. Remember, we were standing up here talking and it was
It
flickering.
kept
Will you
flickering.
turn that light on down there? See if they got it wired wrong. Hang on. It's probably the light bulb that went out in it.
flickered. It was.
It was flickering.
Okay, I'll check that with my thing before I take off. Can you see the glue on your carpet?
That is
Oh, yeah, no, we didn't
Bad
see
luck.
that at all.
In two
That
spots,
is a-
like right here and here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Water heater. Are we buying a home warranty on this house?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Because the water heater is 9 years old. 50-gallon water heater. Furnace, 100,000 BTUs. It works great. 80%. You got a 3.5-ton AC unit, 13-seater. Everything looks great. Everything is functioning good. But it's like having a car with 80,000 miles. I just don't want your parents to come in here, and if something goes out when they're at that age. I just like a warranty and good real estate agents.
Yeah.
Put that into I'm just saying it. The ones that have been around long enough, they do it. They do their job right, and they put a home warranty in there to protect from little things that could go out.
Yeah. How long is that warranty for?
1 year.
year.
The
Is it 1
seller
year?
will pay for it. And then after a year, the home warranty company will call your parents and say, would you like to continue with this? And then it's up to them if they want to do that.
Okay.
I have
So-
one on my home, so.
Do you?
This cracking in the basement floor, this is pretty standard. There's no, height differences. There's nothing. This concrete's gonna crack. And what I've got in there is, if your parents are gonna come in here and not finish the basement, not a big concern. If they're gonna come in here and finish the basement, I just want these cracks sealed up really good.
Okay.
To protect from any type of groundwater or insect intrusion.
So
That's what I
this,
see more than anything.
the seller's disclosure said they had some water intrusion, and it was many years ago,
Probably it.
and they haven't had any problems since.
And it could be, that could be from the sprinkler overwatering.
Oh yeah.
It could
Window
be a
well.
number of things.
Yeah.
Static pressure from the outside. I did talk about the smoke detectors missing in the bedrooms too, just so you know.
I think we did notice that when we walked through.
And this is a bigger
no.
crack, but
We did it?
yeah.
That's a different house.
Was that a?
But I am going to talk about
that's the
sealing
West
these.
Haven one.
I am going to talk about sealing these microfractures too. This one's not as bad. This one, and these are typical. This is you're taking a section of the foundation out, whether it be a window or a door opening, and this is a weak point in your foundation. These are standard. These are typical. These are on 90% of the homes we inspect.
Okay.
Not a big deal. Again, this is something prior to them finishing the basement. Not before they move in, something prior to them finishing the basement. I don't want them to spend any money down here without
they're
doing
not.
preventative maintenance, things that
Yes.
could cause it. Come in here, frame it, insulate it, sheetrock it. The sprinklers get out of control one day, and then they got a problem and they didn't seal the crack.
Yeah.
They should have been sealed. You're like, oh, we might want to sell and start over here.
I'm not
We
moving.
did have,
Um,
inspectors the whole way along.
I mean, overall condition, I think it's a lovely house. To me, it's a 2001 home. There are some punch list items. The rubber boot covers have been cracked, which is normal. They haven't been addressed. We got some wet insulation, wet sealing we need to dry out. The water pressure reducer valve, that thing needs to be replaced just so there's not water pressure issues when your parents move in.
Yeah.
Those are the things, the cracked window, the fog window, those are some of the things that are, you could say, bigger ticket items versus, resealing, recalking, and the flashing outside
Yes.
above the
Above
front
the
porches,
stucco,
so it
yeah.
doesn't, we don't have future problems with that stucco as well.
Is this an odd location for this?
Usually, to be honest with you,
On
they
the-
usually come through the front of the
Yeah,
foundation.
yeah.
Sometimes the contractor will run them right through the floor and bring them up.
Okay. I usually see them on the front of the house,
To be honest with
yeah.
you, it's more convenient when it's all together
Uh-huh.
versus, you utility room and then you gotta go looking for the main water shut off.
True.
valve. If something did happen, this is a lot more convenient and probably you're more likely to run to the water heater to try to shut the water if there was something going on, or the city meter.
What about this window back here?
The water staining in that's just hard water.
Okay, we didn't know if the seal was broken
No,
or
it's
what.
not. It isn't. I actually opened it up and stuck my little finger back there. This is all hard water staining.
Okay.
And I did talk about your sprinklers pounding on these windows. And we definitely need to address and adjust the sprinklers.
Okay.
And we do have damage. Because the way this is right now, this hard water staining, you're probably going to have to polish this window to get the hard water staining off of it. It's been so excessive.
Yeah.
We
We thought it was for sure, like the
it's
seal
not
was
broke.
broken. And
No, it's water, just
Oh,
water
wow.
staining.
is this the one that had like a pallet or something?
Yeah.
inside?
Yeah.
Noticed that when we were out there.
No, but the seal's not broke on this one, but it is hard water. And good luck getting it off.
Lime away, would that do it?
You know what? You know what the best thing to do is they make, you could do the lime away,
Yeah.
but like a waxer, you wax your car. That's what you need to put on.
Oh,
It
nice.
spins and
Really?
it'll take it off a lot quicker.
Wow.
Because you're good, unless you got a lot of elbow grease.
I don't.
You better,
Especially for something.
you
like
better
that.
eat your breakfast that morning when you come over to polish that window.
Your
bud.
Wheaties.
Right.
Do you know they have this stuff that for your headlights when they fog up, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like car wax too.
can.
You put it on and dry
I've
it.
never tried it.
Yeah.
Can't tell you, but like
Yeah.
I'm saying, I've done windows in my basement that, hard water stain, and I just put it on my waxer and help really good.
Do you know they've moved out a lot of stuff from here, right? Do you guys remember that
big Kokishi,
costume?
like, that like nesting Russian
Yeah,
nesting doll.
it was a Halloween costume.
It was like